Boy, guys, I don't know what to do. Every time I chat with some of you other collectors, I end up going and out and buying more models. It's a bad habit. I gotta stop watching other people's channels and stop interacting with you guys. You guys are killing my wallet. I blame this video on XLT Off-Road Bear because he was saying, "Oh, I think it'd be nice if someone made an RS7 Audi," and this company MotorHelix does, and so I went and bought the model. I actually took it out of the packaging already, but I brought it back here in case you want to take a look at it. This actually is a licensed product there. It says it's approved by Audi AG. They have a website which I haven't looked at. Seems it's handmade. It's a resin model. There's some sort of hologram here, but it just has this kind of lame RS card back and not much else. So, okay, comes in your typical clear plastic case. I suppose that could fall out, right? It's not right now, but I wouldn't recommend lifting it by the cover unless you have taped the thing together or something. I'm not going to take it off the stand. I'm just because I feel I'll just get fingerprints all over it. This is a kind of a pricey one, so it's going to go back into the display box afterwards anyways. Alright, so I guess there's been two generations of the Audi RS7. I think the first one came out in 2013, correct me if I'm wrong. It's supposed to be based off the A6 platform, I think. But I think this model we're looking at here is of the 2019 model. 2019 version of the RS7, so the latest generation. Yeah, looking at the photos and the wheels, even those match up pretty well. Looks good to me. Let's take a look at the back view here. Yeah, the lights match up. It's got oval tail exhaust tips there. The wheels, though, the direction of these arrows, I think that's still matching. Yeah, it's like the triangle does match. So it's interesting. Basically, they have one wheel. You see here the pointed section is pointing forward, but on this side of the car is pointing backwards, meaning that all four wheels are the same aluminum casting. So I find that I'm okay with it, but I just don't know what people would say, the people that actually buy the car, because this thing's expensive. I think it starts at $115,000, and with all the options, it costs 150 grand. So that's the cost of a house, right? And I don't know, if I spent $120,000, $50,000 on a car, I kind of would want to have left and right wheels, so they look the same from each side. But for a little resin miniature, I guess it's alright. It kind of gives the car two different appearances. What do you guys think about that? Anyways, alright, let's get a better light angle here and take a closer look. So first, the placard here is really nice. It's like a photo etched piece of metal, and it's actually etched the limited number in there. So these guys must have had an entire huge metal sheet, with all the different number sequences all photo etched out. So that's pretty impressive. I would have to assume this is of 499 gray models. I could be wrong. I know there's other colorways available. I think there's a red one and possibly a white one, possibly a black even. So maybe in total there were 2,000 of these castings done. That's just speculation. I don't know. I didn't really research it. Okay, well, looking at the side here, it's like a glossy gray, like slate gray. It's the first model I have in my collection of this color, so I kind of like it. I kind of wish it was matte finish gray, so it looks more military, like a stealth fighter or an Air Force plane or something, but it's still pretty cool. I guess let's start with the wheels because they are so huge. I don't know how big they are in the real world, maybe 20-inch rims, I'm not sure. But you can see there's an Audi logo there in the center cap, so it's really well done. It's so small I can't even see with my own eyes. I'm looking at it through the camera screen. I don't know if that's a sticker or a print. it's so precise. I have to think it might be a foil sticker or something, but I don't really know. I can't tell. But anyways, the rest of the wheel is gloss black, and then the perimeter faces there are painted silver very nicely. And then it looks like there's a carbon ceramic brake rotor there with cross drills, so drilling pattern there, and then a red caliper. Looks pretty nice. Can't really see it too much with the naked eye, but right here I feel like there's a dimple, like a divot. So that's unfortunate for the quality control. Yeah, it's not on this side, so it's definitely it's not a design, it's actually a flaw, so that's too bad. Okay, this is pretty cool. There's a little carbon fiber decal or something here for this little side spoiler lip. And then the door handles are actually separate pieces of plastic, so that's nice. Let me back out a little bit here. And then you got your sheet windows, sheet plastic, so they're super clear. Hit the focus button, there we go. Alright, see, so you can see the numbers of the ruler and the lines so clearly because the windows here are thin pieces of flat plastic, so no distortion at all. And so now I'm noticing the driver's windows and the windshield are clear, so there's a little bit of the interior view. That center console looks really nice. It's got a carbon fiber pattern on it, and that weird silver like automatic drive position knob or whatever those things are called. A little silver on the steering wheel. The blackout of this windshield has the sensor triangle there. These little sensors. And then it's got flat photo etched metal wiper blades. So, I mean, it's nice as another piece, but they don't look really realistic. They're just so flat. I've seen other resin companies bend the blade 90 degrees perpendicular to the plastic windshield, so that would have been better. Yeah, or separate molded three-dimensional wiper blades. I mean, these are so flat, they just don't look realistic to me at all. It's too bad. Okay, but you know, the clear plastic window does have a separate piece on top of it to mimic the molding, and that looks really good. I mean, it's dimensional. I don't know what that is. I don't know if this is like a molded piece of plastic, this molding, or if it's like a photo etched piece of metal that they spray painted black and clear coat. See, it's so curvy right there, but it's very flat here, so I almost feel like it might be metal that's been painted. But I might be wrong. It could be a molded piece of plastic, but I think that would be really delicate, right? Okay, well, rear wheel looks just as good as the front, just a smaller brake system. And then you got this dimple here. I don't know if it's part of the sensor system. It's just kind of weird to see. I've never seen a car with the sensor so close to the wheel well, because I feel like rocks would kick up or something, but I guess it's I don't know, maybe it wouldn't matter. I can't really see it on the real photographs, so I don't know. Alright, well, these taillights are really nice. I mean, they're super thick plastic and they're molded, you know, like you can clearly see. Well, hopefully if I hold it properly like this and then hit the focus, right, so it's actually an undercut and then it's coming out and then it's going back, so it's nice. I mean, it's well done. And then they seem to have painted a black stripe on top of it, and it looks like there's like some sort of stuff going on behind the lens, like there's a reflector bucket back there or something. Some depth is going on there, so that's nice. The license plate is great. I mean, it's got a D, so that's a German, I guess. Deutschland. I mean, it would make sense being a German car company. The Audi rings here, I think. Yeah, those are three-dimensional, so that's probably like a photo etched piece of metal or some sort of metallic foil sticker or something. Same with this RS7 badge there. Now, let's see about this here. We got some carbon fiber here for the bottom part of the bumper. Yeah, I can see the carbon here. I don't know if it's gloss coated or if it's just a raw decal. It is super shiny, so I almost feel like it might have been clear coated. But now on between, I'm noticing this grill. I think it's a photo etched piece of metal. Yeah, I think there's air behind that thing. It's just so dark, it's hard to tell, but that's a separate piece. It's not part of the plastic molding. And then we got these exhaust tips, and they're quite deep, so that seems quite realistic. Okay, pretty cool stuff. What's not so cool is these defroster lines. They're exceptionally large. For a resin model, I feel like those lines should be thinner or non-existent, because when we compare it to the photo of the real car, you can't see any defroster lines at all. So I almost feel like they'd be saving money and making the model look nicer if they didn't print those lines on there. But you can still see through the window. I mean, you can see there's a rear view mirror up front there, so that's pretty neat. Okay, look at the little antenna. It's a separate piece, a little glue residue right there. Okay, let's see about this side here. Yeah, again, that dimple. I'm guessing that must be a sensor. Okay, well, I feel like there's a little black here. Like, I don't know if that's, there wasn't enough gray, or what's going on there. Yeah, that doesn't look so hot. I feel like yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that, but it's not very attractive. Alright, so the mirrors here, they're definitely silver. I don't know if paint or... I think it's a reflective sticker. Yeah, so you can see a little bit of the pick reflecting, so, okay. Alright, so that's good. Can't get much more realistic than that. The front end here, it looks pretty nice. Again, the Audi rings, I think, are probably a foil sticker. Same with the license plate, I think, is a decal. I almost feel like I can see a little bit of clear around the graphic. And then we have some sort of badge there, probably RS7 again. Yeah, RS7. Oh boy, now look at this magnification. Look behind the grills. There's like a silver radiator or intercooler behind those, both in the side and the middle. So the grill is like a photo etched piece of metal, and it's literally sitting in front of a intercooler or radiator. So that's really realistic. In particular, the side one, you can see it's pretty far back there. So that's pretty nice, pretty cool. The headlights look good too. There's like tiny silver painted LEDs, I imagine those are trying to mimic, or some sort of reflector bit in the light bucket. Yeah, so nice. And then we got a little chin spoiler here, and on the face of it there's a carbon fiber pattern, but not on the top of it. There's a tiny bit of black here, right below the hood, but above the grille. And that is on the real car, so that's nicely done. Okay. I guess the interior is the last thing. I'm not going to take it off the base. I mean, you're never going to display a car upside down anyways, right? So it just doesn't really interest me to show the base of a vehicle. So the rear windows are quite tinted, but you can see when they bring the flashlight, they are still transparent, just super dark. Sorry, this flashlight's died. Let me find a different one. Alright, so yeah, look at that dashboard. A lot of cool stuff going on. I think that's like a computer in the middle, or two computers, or maybe these stereos. I don't know if it has two touch screens or what. But if you look at the instrument cluster, that actually has some gauges and stuff. I'm not sure if that's an electronic dashboard or what as well. Probably. Car this expensive. Alright, what about the seats here? So much reflection on the windshield. But there seems to be some sort of texture on the seat back. Yeah, sorry, it's hard to... There we go, the driver's seat. Yeah, you can see the texture there. Same on the bottom cushion. The armrest has a little latch there to lift it up. What about the back seats? I'm gonna have to raise the power of this thing. Yeah, okay, cushions have that same texture. Looks like some seatbelt buckles in the middle, and then some sort of access to the rear trunk, I guess, right there in the middle. So that's pretty good. Door panels, yeah, molded details, the armrest. Alright, well, it looks pretty good. Alright, well, I gotta say, MotorHelix, the brand here, is pretty good. It's in line with most other resins that I can see. I guess there's two minor things that would be nicer. Either thinner defroster lines or none at all. And some more three-dimensional wiper blades. I mean, it's nice that they're pieces of metal, but they're just so flat that they almost look like they're printed on graphics. Like, literally, the molded wiper blades on a Kyosho blister seem nicer looking than just a flat wiper blade like that. But that's it, you know, those are pretty minor issues. Alright, what I'm looking for is a little solar spinner to do a little comparison. I got this new battery powered one, so actually it's not solar, it's just battery powered. It can take 3 AAAs or one 18650, or as you can see, it also has a micro USB cable, so you can power it 3 different ways. But right now I just have an 18650 in there. So I do have this Audi RS7 wagon by Mini GT. Let's pop that up here. So I think both models are really great. The Mini GT for the price is really fantastic, although I don't like the wheels that it came with, so I put these Ward C alloy wheels on. So naturally you can kind of tell the details are a little tighter on the resin model, as it should be. You know, you can get tighter details out of plastic than you can out of metal. And then the windows are really nice on the resin model as well. And then in particular, the highlight I think of this particular model is the grills. Those grills in the front where you can see, you know, the radiators or the intercoolers pretty far behind them. So I think that's really nice. I'm not even sure if I talked about the stats of this thing. I talked about the price, 115 to 150,000 bucks these days. But there's a 4-liter twin turbocharged V8, and it's producing 590 horsepower and the same amount of torque. So whether you want a high speed duration with the horsepower, or you just want to accelerate really fast with the torque, this thing's got you covered either way. And then it's a quattro, so it's all-wheel drive, so getting all that power to the ground allows this thing to do 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. So that's motorcycle territory. And then it has an 8-speed automatic transmission, so that's a lot of gears. Hopefully that helps with the fuel mileage. I didn't really look that up because I don't really care. Okay guys, well, XLT Off-Road Bear, man, you gotta stop recommending, you gotta stop having me look out new cars, because I have no self-control. I keep on buying these things. But anyways, so maybe you want to buy one of these yourself, I don't know. I'm sure sooner or later another brand will do an RS7, definitely Hot Wheels would do it, and they're on a pretty good roll. Those guys are putting out some pretty cool castings. They're not always 164, but every now and then some of them are, so. Okay, well, I appreciate you guys watching, and hopefully I'll get some other Audis in for a review. Thanks.